Well, good afternoon, viewers. Today we have another headache. It's been to a couple of shops. It's had 2 used transmissions put in it, and I'm still trying to get a clear story as to what's going on with it. They say the transmission is no good. It's slipping. Let's see what lights are on. Check engine light is on. When I drove it in the shop, has service side detection system, probably has one of the sensors compromised. But it had service stabilitrack, service traction control. The story I got now just recently was that the dealer, the last time they looked at it, because they were looked at it for the transmission slipping, they said ignition coil was failing, so they replaced number 3 ignition coil and spark plug and gave it back. Well, when I drove it in a few minutes ago, there was a whole bunch of warning lights on besides the engine, so let's have a look at the report from the dealer. So the diag description says vehicle slipping gears when driving, had used transmission put in. Call the shop that did this. And diag says vehicle slipping gears when driving, had used transmission put in. Road test transmissions shifting as designed. Vehicle has a dead misfire under load. Monitor data misfire in cylinder 3. Remove number 3 coil and plug. Swap with number 2 coil and plug. Load up. Misfire has moved to cylinder 2. Price plug and coil replacement. Now this was April. No, that's the in-service date. Now I'll look at the date this was. So they did replace a coil in number 3 cylinder and a spark plug. So we're going to put the scanner on it and scan it and see what codes it has to offer. Then we'll go for a road test. So this is a new vehicle record. Never scanned this before. Let's get the mileage. Got 191,000 kilometers on it now. Let's do a network code scan of all the controllers. Crankshaft position, intake camshaft position not plausible. Intake camshaft position system performance. So it's got a cam timing error. Exhaust camshaft position system performance. Cold start intake camshaft position. So these are all related to cam timing problems. Steering position signal, anti-lock brakes, that's history. Still going. No codes in the transmission. I'm not sure if the transmission computer is in the tranny. I think it is. Over advanced cam timing, over advanced cam timing. Suppose we should check the engine oil. I checked the transmission fluid. It's a little bit on the low side, but the tranny's still cold, so. I'm going to check the engine oil. So I'm doing a network code clear, key on engine off. That work that was done by the dealer, that's not very many computers. That work that was done by the dealer was done back in March, and now it is October. Let's check the engine oil. The engine oil is pretty clean and it's not over full. So I've cleared all the codes out of the computers. We're going to take this thing for a road test. Well, they didn't get very far. Service traction control, service StabiliTrak. We'll just drive a little bit and see what's going on with see what codes returned. Check engine light's not on yet, but that doesn't mean there's no codes in the engine yet. They could be pending. Doing some pretty significant bucking. Wonder if it's got a bad speed sensor, or if it's missing speed sensor reluctor section or something like that. Well, let's pull over and check the codes. So I'm doing a network scan again because I had cleared all the codes. And I predict, yeah, P0018, P0021, intake and exhaust, camshaft position performance. There's a problem with the steering position sensor as well. Those side object detection sensors are offline. Under load, it was bucking pretty good. So this thing's got internal engine problems. I'm going to do some research and find out what typically sets the P0018, 21, and 24. I was recording cam timing data and I noticed it was all at 0, which typically is typically what it does if it's gone out of control. I noticed it's not scanning the serial data network. No, it's got the BCM and the differential. I think there was a bulletin on those side object detection sensors compromising the network, but that's minor. I don't think that's causing this issue. So I cleared the codes in the ECM. So there are no codes now. Let's see if the cam timing is being controlled. And as soon as I see desired and actual camshaft timing at 0, forgot I had it in gear. Kind of rough. Let's see if any codes came back. (18) and 24. So this thing's got some internal engine problems. So let's see what it does from a standing stop. Pretty significant bucking. Oh joy. So here is the snap-on troubleshooter information for P0024. DTC sets when the ECM detects a change of 5 degrees between the desired and actual camshaft position angle. Engine mechanical repairs. Check to see if the camshaft position actual solenoid mechanical camshaft actuator or timing chain has been installed correctly. Well, it hasn't been apart, so here you see live data, and watch exhaust cam variance bank 2 when I rev it up. I saw it hit like 22 degrees once. There are 21, 22 degrees. So this thing's got loose timing chains in my opinion, but I'm going to check to see on Identifix what's common. So I ID'd the vehicle in Identifix and I typed in the keyword search of P0018, and there are lots of cases of timing chain sets causing this problem. We've got a 1.8, a 2.1, and a 2.4. If it was just one code, it could be an actuator, but 3 codes for 3 different camshafts. Now there is a TSB on it for the reluctor on the crankshaft shifting, but that should set all 4 codes. Believe it or not, it says if the reluctor is has moved, replace the crankshaft. If in doubt about movement or not, compare to a new crank prior to disassembly. I just happen to have a spare crankshaft lying around to compare it to. I'm sure that isn't a slipped reluctor on the crank, but if I look at the recorded data that I recorded, here's exhaust cam variance bank 1, intake cam variance bank 1. Let me shut this truck off. So here's the capture of the recording that I took on the first road test. Exhaust cam variance bank 1, intake cam variance bank 1, exhaust cam variance bank 2, and intake cam variance bank 2. So when I scroll through this, you can see 6 degrees there on bank 1 exhaust, but look at bank 2 exhaust. 24 degrees, 25 degrees for bank 2. And it's jumping all over the place. I moved the harness around the engine. I don't think we have a circuit code, so I'm going to give the customer the good/bad news. It's not a transmission problem, it's an engine problem.